Gold, the one thing every Indian loves to buy. But the real question is, in 2025, should you still buy gold jewelry or gold coins? Or is it smarter to invest through digital gold, gold ETFs, or gold mutual funds? Because if you pick the wrong one, you could be losing up to 15% of your returns without even realizing it. Everyone says gold is safe, gold never loses value, invest in gold. True, we all should invest in gold, but most people never ask safe compared to what? Because there's a big difference between buying gold emotionally and investing in gold strategically. So, in this video, I am comparing 5 types of gold that Indians actually buy. Number 1, gold jewelry. Number 2, gold coin. Number 3, digital gold. Number 4, gold ETF. Number 5, gold mutual fund. I will break down real cost, taxes and returns using a 10,000 as a common benchmark. So let's start with what most people ignore, cost and deduction. Number 1, gold jewelry. When you buy 10,000 worth of jewelry, only around 8,500 to 9,500 goes into the actual gold. Why? Because jewelers charge 8 to 12% making charges for standard designs and 3% GST on top of that. So your 10,000 purchases give you only about 8,000 to 9,000 worth of actual gold. Actually 8,500 to 9,500 worth of actual gold. And when you sell it, you will lose another 2 to 5% as buyback cuts. Number 2, gold coin. It is slightly better than the gold jewelry. For 10,000, the making charge is around 3 to 5% plus the same 3% GST. So effectively, your net gold value is around 9,200 to 9,400. Still, you start in a small loss the day you buy it. Digital gold, you can buy using Jar, PhonePe or any other platform. There is no making charges, but there is a GST. It sounds perfect, right? But here's the catch. These apps have a buy-sell spread of around 2 to 3%. That means if you buy for 10,000, you could only sell for 9,600 to 9,800 immediately. And since digital gold isn't regulated by SEBI or RBI, there is a risk attached to it. Number 4, gold ETF. You pay the market price, no GST, no making charges, no spread. The only cost, an expense ratio of around 0.5 to 1% every year. So on 10,000, your cost is 50 rupees to 100 rupees annually. That is negligible. Similarly, number 5, gold mutual fund. It has a slightly higher cost than ETFs, usually 0.5% to 1.2%, but offers auto, SIPs and easy diversification. So the cost for 10,000 will be 50 to 120 rupees yearly, still efficient for the long term. So just in terms of entry cost, you can see the pattern. Physical gold is the biggest loser, whether it's a jewelry or coin. Digital gold, okay, but unregulated. ETFs and funds are the most efficient one. Now let's talk about taxes, and this has changed in 2025 onwards. The gold in the form of jewelry, coins or digital gold, if you sell within 24 months, you are taxed at your income slab rate. It can be 20%, 30%. But if you sell after 24 months, it is as a flat 12.5% tax. There is no indexation benefit anymore. Okay. Then there is gold ETFs and mutual funds. If you sell within 12 months, you are taxed at slab rate. But if you sell after 12 months, that is flat 12.5% tax. The government removed indexation benefits in July 2024. So now all gold types pay the same 12.5% long-term capital gains tax. So tax-wise, ETFs and funds still have a edge because of the shorter 12-month holding period versus 24 months of that jewelry gold, coins gold or digital gold. Alright, now let's talk about liquidity. How easily you can sell your gold when you need cash. If you ever sold jewelry, you know the struggle, right? Every jeweler quotes a different rate and cuts their own wastage. Digital gold sounds easy, but you can't instantly convert it to cash. There's always a redemption delay. But ETFs and funds, one click and the money is in your bank within a day or two. Yeah, some digital gold promises that you will get the money very fast, but sometimes there is a lag also. Gold is supposed to be safe, right? But not all gold are equally safe. Physical gold can be stolen, right? Purity may not be guaranteed unless hallmarked. Digital gold completely dependent on private companies, but and not regulated by SEBI or RBI. But Gold ETFs and funds are under SEBI supervision, stored in certified vaults, fully secured. That's the difference between owning gold for emotions and owning gold for intelligence. So now let's calculate the actual return. Say for example, you invest 10,000 in a physical jewelry. So the initial cost after charges will be 8,500. After 3 years, assuming 8% to 12% annual gold growth, your after 3 years you will be getting around 12,000. Okay, so the net return will be around 20 to 25%. The gold coin, the initial cost after charges will be 9,100 to 9,300. After 3 years it will be around 13,000, and the net return after all cost is around 30 to 35%. Similarly, digital gold, the initial cost is only 9,500. After 3 years, it's 13,600 to 14,000, and the net return after all cost will be 35 to 40%. Gold ETF, it has the initial cost the lowest, that is 9,950. After 3 years, the value will be around 14,200 to 14,800 depending on the gold price. The net return will be more than 40%, 45% actually. Similarly, gold fund, the initial cost will be 9,900. After 3 years, the cost will be 14,400 to 14,600, and the net return will be around 45%. See, that same 10,000 invested, but depending on how you invested, you either gain 2,500 or 4,600. That's almost an extra 20% return just by choosing the smarter method. So here's how you can pick your gold type wisely from now onwards. Physical jewelry for tradition, gifting, emotions, not for returns. Gold coin for small savings or physical holding, but keep it minimal. Digital gold for quick app-based investing, but stay cautious. Gold ETF for investor who use demat and want efficiency plus liquidity. Gold mutual fund for SIP lovers and long-term planners. Simple and smart. So what's the ultimate truth? Physical gold signs on your wrist, but gold ETFs and funds sign in your portfolio. Real wealth isn't about what glitters outside. It's about what compounds inside. Before you buy your next gold coin or jewelry this festive season, ask yourself one question. Do you want to own gold or do you want to grow gold? Like this video if you learned something new, and share it with anyone who's planning to buy gold this Diwali. Because sometimes the smartest investment is simply an informed one. Thank you.